I was painting for a friend, and at that particular time, I was sanding the ceiling. I was about 10 feet up in the air on a ladder, and the next thing I know, I'm in the hospital. In fact, in the hospital like 4 weeks later. I was in the hospital 52 days from November the 5th to December 27th. I had 3 brain skull fractures and 2 orbital fractures.
The trauma coordinator was Emily Page, and Emily was with me the entire time that my husband was here. She came up to see him numerous times, and she would call me at home and tell me if something was going wrong. If I couldn't be in here right away in the morning, she would check on my husband, and then she would get back to me and let me know how he was doing for that day. I
was taken from the CICU, spent another week or so in the trauma center, and then, thanks to my wife and one of the physical therapists in the trauma center, they got me into the therapy unit here. I mean, the therapists here are just absolutely amazing. Their attitudes, what they have you do, they're just so positive, and that's everyone.
I knew that when I left here every night, he was going to get the best care possible. There was someone sitting outside his room at all times, and they knew what was going on with him at all times. There were times when he really tried very hard to get out of bed, and they did have him strapped in, but they were very patient with him, actually more patient than I was.
A young man by the name of Ronnie, I'll remember his name forever. He had me in the room, in the therapy room, and he said, "Mr. Mel, would you like to go walking?" And I hesitated and I said, "Well, we'll give it a shot." I got up in my walker, and it was a struggle standing. And he took me in the hall. He walked behind me with a belt strapped around me, and not holding me up, but just with his hand on my back. And I walked 92 steps down that hall. And at the end of that walk, I cried. My speech therapist asked me on the first day that she was with me in therapy, "What are your physical goals over the next months?" And I said, "Play golf again and get back to ballroom dancing." And I'm doing both. My golf game may never be where it was, but it's getting close.
Praise God, I hope we don't, but if my husband or I ever need medical help or need to be taken to a hospital, I will ask them to bring us to the Atlanta Medical Center.